One of the questions I hear all the time is,
why aren't dinosaurs in the Bible?
Why aren't dinosaurs in the Bible?
Why aren't dinosaurs in the Bible?
people are fascinated by dinosaurs. Most of them were big and scary, and no humans were ever alive at the same time as them. This makes them mysterious and exciting. So much so that we have a whole series of movies dedicated to them coming back to life. But not all were huge. Just like the diversity of today's animal species, there were dinosaurs of all sizes. So why do people love them so much? Is it because they're old? From a long time gone? If that's the idea, then everyone should love crocodiles. Crocodiles have been around for 80 million years, since the Mesozoic era. Crocodiles were around at the same time as velociraptors, triceratops, and even the T-Rex. But no one ever asked me why crocodiles aren't in the Bible. But since so many people want to know, let's get into this. First of all, I've already made 2 videos that talk a lot about how the book of Genesis is not supposed to be taken literally. It has so much truth in it and so many good teachings, but we know from science that our world was not created in 7 24-hour days. But as for that truth I mentioned, the first chapter of Genesis talks a lot about God creating all the living creatures of the world. So let's break it down for a second. Then God said, "Let the waters teem with swarms of living creatures, and let birds fly above the earth in the open expanse of the heavens." God created the great sea monsters and every living creature that moves, with which the waters swarmed after their kind, and every winged bird after its kind. And God saw that it was good. This verse talks about God's creative power, Him creating creatures over billions of years. And it explains 2 of the groups of creatures, creatures of the sea and creatures of the air. Often when we hear this, our minds jump to animals that we have today, ones we've seen in person. So you might think of fish or sharks or whales when it comes to creatures of the sea. But this one vague sentence also speaks of Liopleurodon, Kronosaurus, and Elasmosaurus. They're not technically dinosaurs because all dinosaurs were land dwellers, but they lived during that same time of the Jurassic and Cretaceous period. When I hear that second sentence though, great sea monsters, I definitely think of creatures like Mosasaurus, who lived about 70 million years ago. Although that's where my mind goes, there are definitely plenty of scary looking creatures in the bottoms of the ocean still today. Some of them we're still discovering. Then you've got that second group. Let birds fly above the earth. When it says birds, I think of birds of today. Blue jays, cardinals, eagles, etc. But this includes all winged creatures. So for today's animals, it also includes bats. But if you go back to the time of dinosaurs, it also means many pterosaurs like the Chapajara. So already the first 2 verses include many prehistoric reptilian creatures. But as I said, none of those were technically dinosaurs, since all dinosaurs were terrestrial. So what does the Bible say about land dwellers like the mighty Tyrannosaurus Rex? I'm glad you asked. All you've got to do is skip ahead a few verses, and we've moved from the water and the air to the land. Then God said, "Let the earth bring forth living creatures after their kind, cattle and creeping things and beasts of the earth after their kind." And it was so. Again, people might get distracted because it specifically says cattle. But there's so many other creeping things and beasts of the earth in the world today. But there's even more that have become extinct. All of those fit under this nice little umbrella. This one verse covers all of those things. This verse is explaining that our God is the creator. He is the reason for everything around us, especially every living thing. Imagine how long the Bible would be if it listed out every living being that ever has lived and ever will come to be. It would be enormous and probably nobody would read it. The point of those couple of verses in Genesis are to teach us things, not to be an exhaustive scientific textbook. Overall, the Bible is our guiding star. It has so much wisdom and knowledge in this collection of books. This is where the truths of our faith lie. But the Lord gives us so many other resources to learn about Him and grow in faith. The first of all these is our intelligence and our intuition. He wants us to know more about the world around us. He invites us into it. There's a lot left out of the Bible, and I think that's beautiful because it gives us something more to explore, an adventure of knowledge for each of us to go on. I know I love exploring the world around me. It's a true blessing. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos. Leave a comment if there's any particular topic that you would like me to cover. If you just want more information on the day-to-day interactions between faith and science, head over to my website at www.catechistscientist.com to read my blog or for links to my social media. On both Instagram and Twitter, you can find me at IST2. If you like this content and would like to help keep it going, please head over to patreon.com/IST2 for some fun, extra content and help fund this exciting enterprise. Thanks.